Hello, I'm Cynthia Pinchback-Hines. I'm racial justice educator and co-op developer for Co-op Cincy. So thank you for being here to discuss this very important issue. The Ohio Business for Democracy State Collaborative is composed of businesses and organizations, individual businesses. Small business owners understand that a strong democracy is essential for a vibrant entrepreneurial economy where small businesses flourish. The two go hand in hand. We are raising the alarm about losing our democracy. Some state legislatures have or want to allow state and national officials to ignore the will of the people and establish instead a one-party rule, an autocracy. A previous administration and current members of Congress have intentionally misused the law on presidential electors' vote counting to attempt to deny the public's will. The Business for Democracy state collaboratives are using the trusted voice of small business to elevate the issue of democracy and to protect both our democracy and the economy. We're not endorsing candidates. We are advocating for congressional and statewide candidates to support and educate the public on the issue and candidate positions. Ohio is one of 8 states that have built Business for Democracy collaboratives. The others are Arizona, Michigan, Pennsylvania, California, Wisconsin, Nevada, and North Carolina. So Business for Democracy is a campaign of the American Sustainable Business Network. Today, you will hear from several business owners as well as Congress people. We are looking forward to hearing from you as well, November 8th. We want to make sure that you vote for democracy. The Business for Democracy Collaborative conducted a survey of all the Ohio candidates for the U.S. House and Senate, Republicans and Democrats. We used the survey as the litmus test for determining if a candidate would support protecting democracy if elected to Congress. We asked if they would support 3 congressional reform bills that would provide firm and stable support for America's democracy. These bills are the Electoral Count Act, the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act, and the Freedom to Vote Act. All congressional candidates were contacted about our survey multiple times. Many of the candidates for the U.S. Senate and House of Representatives completed our short survey and indicated that they would support each of these bills. And they are Tim Ryan, Dr. Vanessa Enoch, Samantha Meadows, Amy Rippel-Elton, Greg Landsman, Matt Kilboy, David Estradi, Gary Josephson, Craig Schwartz, Representative Joyce Beatty, Matthew Deemer, Representative Chantel Brown, Amelia Sykes, and Lou Learis. We invited each of these candidates to be with us today, not as an endorsement, but to show our appreciation for their support for protecting democracy should they be elected. So, this November again, voters will have a choice. They can choose candidates who support democracy or those who want to deny the will of the voters. They can choose our vibrant entrepreneurial economy or head us down the road to a Russian-style economy that favors big corporations, not small businesses. Democracy and our economy are on the ballot. So I want to thank you for being here today and each of our presenters for being available for the interviews. Thank you.
My name is Flequer Vera. I'm originally from Peru. Today I'm the director of Sustainergy Cooperative, which is a worker-owned business. We help homeowners to do solar panels and attic insulation. And we've been very successful. And I think the reason why is because the workers own the business and we vote on the key decisions of the business, and that helps us be very growing very fast. And I think that's a great example of democracy, when people are involved in the decisions. And that's what we're talking about today. Unfortunately, today we have politicians who don't believe in democracy and allow all voters to have a say in government decisions. And that's not right. Sometimes these legislators elect or admire autocratic dictators from other countries, and they will want to bring some of those policies into our communities, and that's not acceptable because they want to keep that power for themselves. When autocrats control government, the will of the people is no longer important. Businesses that have deep pockets can actually contribute to running candidates, and then they will get benefits over a small business like us, right? And that hurts the economy, that hurts our businesses, and hurts jobs. So big corporations do that, and this is about that. This is about taking control back and keeping the republic, and allowing people to be able to vote and express themselves and protect small business. Fortunately, today the U.S. has a strong democracy, giving a small business a voice with politicians. All entrepreneurs like me have a chance to succeed. All goes away if we don't protect democracy. And my last ask for business is to allow your employees, Ohio, Tuesday, November 8th, to leave 30 minutes before the end of the day, or maybe come a little bit later so you can go to vote. We can protect the republic that way. Conservatives, progressive, we all need to join because corporations are taking over. And I'll stop there. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kirk Mudd, and I am a business owner. I have worked with small businesses for over 30 years. I understand their entrepreneurial spirit because I have that same spirit. They believe that if they work hard, sacrifice, invest their time and money, they can create a successful business for themselves, their families, and their communities. This is the way entrepreneurship works in the United States, and it's especially important in our underserved, the Black and brown communities. But that spirit, particularly for entrepreneurs of color, depends on our democracy to be free, fair, and secure. Those elections need to be free, fair, and secure. We know we have voter suppression in this country. It has been a continuous struggle to have easy access for voting for the minority community. We know things will get better. But unfortunately, we have certain politicians today that want to undermine our democracy. They only want particular voters to determine the elections. They want to manipulate the voting laws, and particularly so that those laws are used so that they can stay in power. The right to vote is a fundamental right protected by the Constitution. Easy and secure access to the ballot should be on every agenda, every platform, and in every speech of every candidate. I encourage voters to know where their candidates stand in protecting our democracy and protecting the right to vote. Know and understand that in November, democracy will be on the ballot. Thank you.
My name is Gary Josephson, and I'm running for the United States Congress from the 15th Congressional District, which is part of west side of Columbus and 5 other counties almost to the Indiana border. I'm here to speak about democracy in general. And you know, when you have freedom of speech, you can say, or you can write to people and you can but when you are a candidate and you can vote for people, they can actually take your words and make them into laws. And you have to win support for that. This is what democracy is all about. We have problems in our democracy which challenges people. It tries to shut some people up or keep them away from the ballot. But we have a constitution If we had a Supreme Court with a backbone, there wouldn't be a single person in this country would have any challenge when they go to vote. There's a way to do that, very simply. If you didn't have your ID, you could do a provisional ballot, but you should be able to do it from anywhere. Or I suggested to somebody, you could go into a bank, I couldn't get back to Ohio, and you could end up being printed a ballot. There's ways to do it. We're a modern country, and they're acting like there's a bunch of fraud. There isn't, but you have to make it so people don't have to jump so many obstacles in order to get in to vote. And they're trying to exclude people. So we've already fought a civil war. 700,000 people have died in order that we have these rights, and they're still trying to prevent it because of so I wanted to be elected, but I also had experience as a union representative, and some people make a pitch for unions, but you vote for your mayor, how can you go to work and not have any rights? You can't say anything. You depend on the boss's mood. No, you need rights anywhere. And you need rights to speak up and have people to represent you. That's what makes democracy a partner like your co-ops. If you may not own the business, but if you have some right to say something other than the stockholders, then you are in fact a partner. That's what American democracy is about, and that's what we need to promote more. And I gotta say is, there is a problem that the money controls what's said because they can control the media. So I believe in order to strengthen our democracy, I would be advocating there should be some way of funding people who have less money to get on the ballot, because I don't want to be dominated by the people who have all the money. And so either public funding or some kind of funds that would generate so people who have less money who get on the ballot can in fact get their message out to the potential voters. That's about all I have to say. Any questions?
Thank you.
I'm ready. Hi, I'm Vanessa Enoch, Democratic nominee for the U.S. House of Representatives in Ohio's 8th Congressional District. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak today. As a 20-plus year business owner, I want to speak on the business environment as it relates to small businesses. I think it's important to make sure that we keep our elections free and fair. When you have a democracy that is jeopardized, where everyone doesn't have a voice in that system, what you have is a system that does not. So over 85% of all businesses, or I'm sorry, all employees are employed with a small business. And when you have a business environment that is not friendly, you know what, I won't, okay. Because
What is America to me? A name, a flag, or a map I see. A certain word, democracy. What is America to me? Rippel-Elton penned those lyrics for the house I live in 1943. Frank Sinatra crooned those lyrics to the World War II weary Americans. If you've never listened to it, I suggest that you do now, because it is as important today as it was then. The house referred to in the song is a metaphor for America. He conjures up images of regular folks in regular towns, going about the work that binds us together as Americans. Nearly 80 years later, we are left pondering what democracy actually means to us today. It's pretty straightforward. It's a system of government by the whole population or the eligible members of a state, typically through elected representatives. But that definition has become perverted by groups and elected officials whose goal is to take the power away from the people. They do not see that they are working towards an autocracy, or do they? We must fight to maintain our democracy. For democracy to prevail, we must do more. We must act more. We must be more. As an elected representative in Ohio's 2nd Congressional District, I commit to voting for the Electoral Count Reform Act of 2022. I am committed, and I find it shameful that the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act has not been passed. I commit to the Freedom to Vote Act because I believe that the power should be in the people of the United States, my district, and the state of Ohio. I thank you for having me today, and I support the Business for Democracy, Ohio. Thank you.
My name is Amy Rippel-Elton. I'm running for Congress in Ohio's 12th District. It is my firm belief that the more people you have involved in a democracy, the better the democracy works for the people. And I'm mad. The John Lewis Voting Rights Act should have passed. There are others that should have passed. And it just upsets me so greatly that I am stepping into this to be the change you want to see in the world. Because I am done with government as it is. I don't trust them. I don't like them. And I know that when I go to them, they don't listen. It's time to make a change. Let me be that change. Let me be your servant.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Amy Rippel-Elton, running for Congress in Ohio's 12th District. Over the last 8 years, I have been told things like, you should be able to vote with your dollars at the State House. Literally, not figuratively. And a whole slew of other things that have made me queasy about our government. Equal rights should extend to everyone, no matter what race, what religion, what sexual orientation, all of it should be considered equal because we are all equal as human beings. I have seen too many people approached at the State House who have not paid attention to what they were being asked for. The people deserve equal representation and a responsive government. Most people don't realize that the Equal Rights Amendment for women has not passed Congress yet.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you here again.
These acts were meant to allow more people in. That's what you need to understand. Our rights to vote are on the line. If you don't vote, you're throwing away your rights at this point in time. This must change if you want to see a government that's responsive to the people, all the people.